This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, good morning friends in this BM Master program. In today's session, we will talk about create your first Azure Data Factory pipeline. So how to create our first Azure Data Factory pipeline? So yesterday we discussed few things. What is the first thing we discussed? Data engineer. Who is data engineer? The person who deals with the data. The person who deals with the data. Okay, person who deals with data. So how he is going to get this data for processing or to understand from the data. Okay, so example, you want to know which product is sold today very well in the Flipkart. So how you will come to know which product is sold very well in today in Flipkart website? Prithvi, can you guess it and tell me how you can say this particular product is sold very well in the Flipkart website today? How you will say?
So based on person order history,
Exactly, meaning already from the existing data, whatever data you collected, so that entire data, if you process it, you will come to know which product is sold very well in today in Flipkart website. Similarly, you want to know which bank or let's say from which branch in SBI, okay, in which branch in SBI has sanctioned more loan today, okay, has sanctioned more loan today, loan amount, right? Loan amount, more loan amount today. How you will come to know that?
by
Sri
taking
Lakshmi,
loans.
how you will come to know?
History of the day history.
Exactly, again, for that particular day data, whatever data you collected, you need to analyze that, then you will come to know who is the best cricketer in India team. How you will come to know? Raghava, Amish, Srija, tell me how you will say who is the best cricketer in India team. How you will say for today?
Uh, by
Today I want
by
to
every data stores data.
exactly. You need to look at all the historical data so that you can identify who is the best cricketer in India team, isn't it? So, meaning in all these cases, what you are able to understand, we need a historical data to analyze. We need to collect daily whatever is happening. That entire data we need to store somewhere so that we can able to understand what is going in the every business. If you look at the banks, financial domain, if you look at the retail domain, as we discussed, Flipkart. Okay. Similarly, if you look at the any general example, cricket, who is the best cricketer like this. If you want to understand any of these things, we need a data. So yesterday we have discussed a few more things. What are the different ways which we are going to use to collect all this data? What are the ways we are collecting all this data?
Web
By using
portals.
web application.
Data collection. So in every domain, mostly we will use web applications. Web application means example, net banking, okay, any booking websites, okay, so any travel booking, okay, travel booking websites. What else we have? Any retail websites like retail retail sites like Flipkart, Amazon, and also you can say GPay, PhonePay, something like this. People are very commonly using nowadays. Okay, whether it's secure or not secure doesn't matter, but easy to transfer money. Everybody is using. So this is how data is collected. So now we understood the importance of the data. Why we need to collect. Everybody's clear or any doubts? Why we need to collect the data? Everybody understood the importance of the data. Everybody understood. Now we are understanding the data collection, how we are collecting the data, because we understand the data is very important for understanding the business. Okay, if you want to understand how you are doing your business, we need to have a data. How we are going to collect the data? As you know, net bankings, travel booking website, retail sites like Flipkart, Amazon. In financial domain, we have GPay, PhonePe, something like this. Different ways we are able to collect the data, as we discussed yesterday. I won't touch much on the theoretical things. Okay. Now, data storage. Once they collected the data, where they are going to store this data? Okay, so once they collected this data, where they are going to store this data? So as we discussed, there are two possibilities. One is the databases. Okay, I'll take databases the second step. One is the storages, second one is the database. So you don't worry about what is database, because we are going to have a clear discussion on the databases. But only one thing you need to remember: databases. In databases, we'll store data in a tables. In storages, we will store data in a file formats. File formats. Anybody have any idea what are the different file formats we have? We have a CSV, we have a Parquet, we have a text, we have Avro, ORC, extra for the data processing. So we will see which file formats are good and all those things. Okay. Next, so this is the main problem. Bandari Padma, please go mute. As I mentioned, it will be difficult for me to identify and say this. Okay, you need to take care. If you're not interested, don't come to class. Okay, it's my sincere request, because other people are going to disturb because of you. Okay. So this is the theory that we discussed yesterday, and in today's session, what we are going to discuss is we are going to discuss like what are the storages available in the Azure. One is blob storage. Second one is the ADLS, data lake storage. Okay, ADLS, Azure data lake storage. The commonly used storage is the ADLS storage. Okay, but we will start our labs with the blob storage. Let's start with the blob storage. Okay, blob storage. So in this blob storage, what we are trying to do is we are trying to place a CSV files. Okay, everybody try to understand. I am going to take one storage and I will place a CSV file. Why I am uploading CSV files in the blob storage? Why I am uploading files in the blob storage is, in real time, automatically this data will come into the storages. But now, as we need to do some labs, we need to create sample CSV files. We need to upload the data into the blob storage. So now first question is, what is this blob storage? Blob storage is an object storage in Azure, which is used for the temporary data storage purpose or for archival purpose. Meaning temporary data storage means you are not going to store data forever. For a few days you want to store data, or let's say for 8 hours you want to store data and you want to then process it, then you want to remove the data from the storage. So that's why it's called a temporary storage. If you want to use data temporarily, you want to store it, you can use blob storage. Okay. So example, what happens in real-time scenarios is, from on-premise, we will bring the data. Then Bandari Padma, this is the second time I'm repeating for you.
Sir, today first class, sir. No.
Please go mute. You are turning on video. Just, I'm sorry, friends. Padma, please. Okay. This is a blob storage. As I mentioned, in a blob storage, we are going to upload the CSV files. Okay. Now, the blob storage is mainly used in real time. The reason is we will bring data from the on-premise. We will bring the data from the on-premise and we will load it into the Azure storage. So when you are bringing data from the on-premise, the data you can call it as a unrefined. It's a raw data, meaning So when you just extracted the gold is not a pure, right? You need to do some kind of a processing to get a pure gold. Similarly, here what we are going to do is, whatever data we are getting from on-premise, it may have duplicate records. Some of the columns are going to come as a null. Some date columns will come in a incorrect date format. So that's why what you need to do, this is having some bad data and good data. You need to read data. Okay, entire raw data you need to read, and you need to clean it. Once you clean it, that will become a refined data. So whatever data you are getting from on-premise, that you can call it as a unrefined or raw data. You need to read that particular data, and once you process it, okay, so fine. So once you get data from on-premise, it's a raw or unrefined data. You take the data and you process it, and processing means remove the duplicates, identify the null records, and replace with some default value. If you identify any incorrect date format, you are expecting the date in a YYY, okay, YYY -mm-dd, but the data is coming as a mm-dd -yyyy, something like this it is coming. So this is expected. This is the data which is coming, okay, in this format data is coming. Now what you need to do, you need to convert the, so such type of things if you do, then your result will be refined data. Your result will be a refined data. Everybody is getting? Once you get the raw data, you will process it. That is called unrefined data. From unrefined, you will create the refined data after removing duplicates, records, and all these things. Okay, Prithvi understood what is meant by unrefined and refined. Unrefined means it
Yes,
is
sir.
having a good and bad data. Refined means it has only good data. You will remove all bad data. Okay. Now, so to do this particular process, you need to store this data somewhere, so that you can use a blob storage. That is one of the real-time scenario where you can able to use the blob storage. Okay. So lab. So when it comes to the lab, so as I mentioned, this is basically for easy understanding. The future sessions, if you want to understand very easily, I need to be step by step. That's why I'm building these labs, simple labs. Okay. So lab today, what we will do is copy data from, okay, input folder in storage 1 to output folder in storage 2. Okay. Or you can say, let me just move same thing whatever we did it. So copy data from input folder in storage 1 to output folder in storage 1. So now step 1. So first copy data from input folder in storage 1, meaning what is our source in this lab? Input folder in storage 1, meaning storage 1 input folder is our source. Everybody understood? Sri Lakshmi, you understood this? Prithvi?
Yeah, Malaya.
So here storage 1 input folder is our source. So what is our output, our target? Output folder in storage 1 is our target. So now let's define a source. The source here is input folder in storage 1. So sink. What is the sink? What is this thing, Prithvi? What is the
Sir,
sink,
it's a
Prithvi?
test output folder, sir.
Destination maybe
Out folder in
Output
storage too.
folder in
Storage
storage
1.
1. So now source is input folder in storage 1, sink is output folder in storage 1. Now, so if you want to move data from input folder in storage 1 to output folder in storage 2, which service we are going to use, which can help you to move data from one folder to another folder, one storage account to another storage account, one storage to database, database to storage. If you want to move data from any storage to storage, remember the use cases. If you want to move data from storage to storage, storage to database, database to storage, database to database. So if you want to move data from anywhere to anywhere, in all these 4 cases, we are going to use a service called, okay, that, so service, which service we are going to use? Azure ADF, Azure Data Factory V2 version 2 we are going to use. So anybody have any doubts in this? Step 1. Step 1, we identified what is our source, what is our target, which service we are going to do, service we are going to use to move data from input folder to output folder. Anybody have any questions? Please ask if you have any question here.
Malaya, I don't have doubt, but wanted to understand about this Parquet file. Can you just explain a little bit about
This
Parquet
is not the
file?
time to talk about Parquet file. So because the file formats will come one by one. Okay.
Okay.
When that
No
comes,
doubt.
Why
next.
we are saying blob storage is a temporary storage and ADLS is a permanent?
Because what happens is ADLS is a unlimited storage. You can bring data from various, not only a on-premise SQL server, on-premise file system. You can move data from Salesforce. You can move data from SAP, any other sources, whatever sources we have. You can bring data from all these sources and load it into data lake storage. Data lake storage is an unlimited storage. You can put any amount of data. Okay, it can able to store, but blob has some limitations in terms of the size. That's why we are not going to store our entire data in the blob storage forever. That is used only for the temporary purpose. Okay.
So what is the
Clear?
limit of
Some size limit is there, some up to 5 TB.
Yeah, Malaya, one question here. See, blob storage means blob can hold only files. Storage.
Not only files, it can store any audio, video, images, photos. Blob means basically it's a binary objects. Okay, binary means any audio, video, image files, anything you can able to store. But in real time, when you are processing, you can also use this for the temporary data storage along with the audio, video file storage.
so blob is mainly for unstructured data, right?
Yes, unstructured data. But generally, see, you need to understand the reality is in real time, we will use for storing our configuration files. It may be JSON or CSV, in any format you can store. Okay.
So Malaya, it is automatically deleted, or we have to delete? Means
No, you need to delete if you don't want. You need to delete if you don't want. So everything you will see how you will delete everything. Okay. Fine.
So until and unless we have to delete, then that will be available, no?
Yes, that will be available. Right. Okay.
So
So
Malia,
step 1.
Anish is here. So
Wait.
you're saying real time we are using for configuration file, but at the same time you're saying it's temporary. Then if I want to configuration file.
Anish, repeat your question. I said blob storage is a it is mainly for the binary storage. Okay, binary object storage. Binary means what? Any audio, video, image files. Okay, you can able to store it.
Yeah.
So generally, when you think about the reality in real time, all the business will not have audio, video files for processing. Only YouTube, some other business will have the video, audio files. But most of the business will have the actual data. So if you consider any other domain, right, most of the domains. So in other domains, how we are going to use the blob storages for the temporary data storage. We can call it as a terminology. Keyword is staging layer. We can use it as a staging layer. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So I'll take other questions later. Now, step 1, everybody understood, right? So our source we identified, our sink we identified, our service we identified. Now, step 2 is what is the first thing that we need to do? So how many Azure services I am using in this step 1? Can you guess it? Prudvi, can you guess it? How many edge services we are using in this entire step 1?
One service, sir. I think.
Okay, how many of you say 1? How many of you say 2? How many of you say 3? So
Two
remember,
service.
2 services. One is storage account. Okay, only one storage account we are creating. One storage account we are using, and one Azure data factory we are using. One Azure data factory we are using. Because if you look at step 1, input folder is also there in a storage one, output folder is also there in a storage one. That's why we are going to use a one storage account and one Azure data factory. So now the goal is how to create this storage account and Azure data factory. What is the step 3? How to create these things? How to create these things?
In portal.
What we need to do step 1. So step
Portal.
1 is
Portal.
say portal.azure.com. You need to access what? Portal.azure.com, and you need to log in. Okay, login. So that is the step 3. What is step 4? Step 4 is, now let me look at this step 3. Okay, so let me log in into the portal.azure.com. So for me it is not okay, so it is asking. Okay, I just logged in with the username. Okay, so I already logged in. Now how to identify my storage account, how to identify my Azure data factory? Okay, so very simple. How to identify Azure data factory or storage account is, the simple way is here, search resources. Okay, now let's say I want a blob storage. You can simply type blob storage. When you type a blob storage, you will get a storage account. Okay, if you need a blob storage, you need to create a storage account. Okay, that's what we discussed, right? In step 2 we said one storage account, one data factory we need. Okay, so I just logged in. Step 3. Step 4 is, first I'm going to create one storage account. Create one storage account. So in step 4 I'm going to create a storage account. How to create storage account? I am in the portal.azure.com. I just came here. I'm searching for blob storage. Okay, search for blob storage. Go to storage account. Okay, still till here any questions? Please look at only the doubts on the relevant topic. Okay, only on today's session.
Malaya, Monica here. You said that
Yes.
we are using the two services, right? For example, if you are copying from one storage to second storage, in that case, it is that we are going to use 3 services.
So 3 services means 2 services only, but in 2 services we need a 2 storage account in that case. So in that case, here we need a 2 storage, one Azure data factory. Got it? Okay. So good. So like that, if you have relevant question, please ask quickly. Okay? Fine. Prithvi, do you have any question? No, right?
No, sir.
Clear till here. So now any service, see, first thing you need to remember, you need to generalize the topics. Okay, whenever you want to create any Azure service, it can be blob storage, it can be data lake storage, it can be Databricks, it can be logic app, Azure Key Vault, Azure functions, Azure Synapse, database, doesn't matter. The first option is, once you identify the service, you will see option called create here. Just click create.
Venu?
Okay, once you create it, yes, I'll take, just wait. Okay, so once you click create, you will see here subscription. What is subscription? We discussed yesterday. 1 second, Sri Lakshmi, what is subscription?
The user has to enroll for using this version.
Okay, Chitranjan, what is subscription?
To track resources usage.
We have
To track resources usage.
It tracks the resource usage. Okay, good. Next, Asif Muhammad.
Without subscription we cannot access this the storage account and all, right?
Exactly. So you need a subscription, active subscription with some amount you need to recharge. Okay, it's kind of a what is that? you need to recharge prior, okay, before you use any Azure services. Similarly, you need a subscription to use any Azure storage or any Azure data factory, any Azure service. If you want to create the first step, the important one is you need to choose, okay, you need to choose subscription. Okay, you need to choose the subscription. Subscription is nothing but a entity which tracks cost and mainly cost. Okay, entity which tracks cost of each Azure services, and it group all Azure services which are relevant, which are belongs to one group, one environment, or let's say or one lab, you can say, for easy understanding. So for today lab, whatever services we are going to create, this is subscription, right? I was talking something different. Okay. So subscription is only a entity which tracks cost of each Azure services. Okay, remember that is the only purpose of the subscription. Clear?
So hey Malaya,
tell me Yogesh.
Subscription means access to that particular services or account.
Correct. Which basically tracks cost of each Azure service. Yes, what I'm saying is without subscription you cannot access. So
yes,
if you have a subscription but which is inactive, you cannot use it. Okay,
right.
You need an active subscription. So that's why I'm saying it tracks cost of each service. You need to have some amount in the subscription, then only you can able to use. But you have other subscription like pay as you go. Those are postpaid. Postpaid means first you use all Azure services. Monthly basis, Microsoft will generate an invoice saying that you have used these services, this much you need to pay. You can pay. Okay.
Okay.
Clear?
Yep.
Next. Resource group. What is resource group? Grouping
collection of
resources.
Azure services for particular job. Okay. So example, today I am doing a one lab. For doing today lab, I need a storage account and Azure data factory. I need a storage account, Azure data factory. Total how many services? 2 services. I want to put them in a group. Okay, whenever you create a group, it will be easy for you to track anything. Okay, what is the total cost? If you want to delete total storage account ADF, if you delete resource group, everything will be deleted automatically. Instead of deleting one by one, you can able to delete everything at once. Okay, fine. So next one is data center. So what is data center? So as we discussed yesterday, the physical devices, physical disks, physical servers, everything they'll store it in a different locations. So you need to choose in which location you want to store your data. That is nothing but a region, or you can say data center, or we will call it as a region. You need to choose. These three are common for any Azure service that you are going to create. So now my question is, everybody understood what is each of these?
Yes,
Everybody understood what each of these one?
Can you repeat about resource group?
Yeah, resource group is basically a grouping of Azure services. The advantage of grouping Azure services is you can able to estimate the total cost. Total cost means, let's say per Azure data factory, you are using 1 day, it's 100 rupees. Data storage account 200 rupees. Per day, total amount you are consuming is 300. It will be easy to tell this. The reason is we are just looking at only two Azure services, but in real time we are going to use n number of Azure services. Now you want to estimate the total cost of the Azure services. When you want to delete it, you want to delete everything at once, or sometimes you want to look at this particular job relevant. Example, there are multiple projects are running under same client. So there is a like, let's say you like 2 projects are using same portal. Now I want to categorize So project 1 services, project 2 services. How you will categorize? You need to differentiate them using the resource group. Okay, this is project 1 resource group, this is a project 2 resource group, so that you will understand, okay, these all resources belongs to the project 1, these all resources belongs to the project 2. It will be easy for you to differentiate all those things. It will be easy for you to track total cost of all edge services that you are using. If you want to delete all the services at once, you can delete a resource group. It will delete all the services that you have under resource group instead of deleting one by one. Clear now?
Yeah, Malaya.
Malaya, in real time, do we need to create all these things or admin team will create?
Admin team will take care. Admin team is responsible to take care. Okay, so we no need to worry much about these things, but so reality is you need to understand all of these things. If you are going to work if you are going to work for startups and all those things, what you need to do is you need to do everything. Okay, that's why you need to learn each and everything. Clear? Small companies, you are going to work, you need to do everything by yourself.
Malaya, Amish here. In real time, if we have environment like dev system, quality and production, so all the environment we have to create separate resource group to track.
Exactly. That is understanding, but some of the people are not working. That's why for them, they will not understand. That's why I just said in general terms, the reality is for each environment, we will have a separate resource group. That is the exact usage that we do in the real time. Okay.
Okay, Malaya, thank you.
Good. Now,
Hello.
so I'll just,
Hi, Malaya.
yes, Vamshi, I'll take the questions. Just wait, because
Yeah,
questions
okay.
will be there. So subscription, if you see here, we discuss resource group. I'm creating a new resource group for today. Just keep it like this, and I'm going to take here, let's say Cloud Pandit. Okay, RG2. Okay, Cloud Pandit RG2. I'm creating. Now, why we need to give the account names? Why we need to give a storage account name? For everybody, we have a names. Why we have names? To identify uniquely. When I say Arnav, so unique person. Anusha, unique, right? Ananya, unique. So similarly here, when I say storage account, we need to give the name for the storage account so that I can able to identify the storage account uniquely. Okay, that's why I need to give the name of this storage account. I'll say Cloud Pandit Storage 1. Okay, as we discussed, Cloud Pandit Storage 1. So in which location I am taking this particular storage account? East to west. Clear? Any doubts? So it only I just explained subscription, resource group, storage account name, and the region. Any questions in this?
Sir, can I imagine resource group as a folder, sir, in our Windows like that?
It's not a folder, simple. It's kind of a WhatsApp group. In WhatsApp group, we are adding all the members, right? Similarly, you consider your resource group is you are adding all the edu services. Service is nothing but one person, if you imagine. So all these people, we are going to add it into the group.
Okay,
And
sir.
one more question, Malaya. What is the purpose of region? Means if I select what I need to select based
What
on
is the
what?
purpose of?
When I want to select the region, right? How should I select the region? Based on the physical location or anything else?
No. Based on where you want to do the processing. Example, your data is resides in east to west. Your compute, you want to do computation also in the east to west. Then what you need to do, so example, you have all users in US. Then you need to maintain your data in US, isn't it? If you maintain data in India, people are accessing from US, it takes a lot of time for them, isn't it? Because they need to access data which is there in India. Similarly, you need to identify where is your users, for your business. Okay, so all of the users for your business are available at US. Then you are going to store your data in US. So in that case, you need to choose one of the location in the US. So like that, you need to decide in which region you want to create the storage account. Clear?
Means from whom we will be able to know that most of the users are in the which part?
Business knows you, you can check with the client. So client will tell you, see, you are not responsible to choose the name of the storage account. You are not responsible to choose the resource group name. You are not responsible to choose the subscription. Everything will be provided by client. Client will tell you, this is the subscription you need to use. Okay. So client will tell you, this is the resource group syntax, naming convention. With this name you need to create. So the naming convention of the storage account is like this. Region you need to choose this. Everything will be given by those people, because they know the where they have users. If they have users in US, India, in all the cases, they are going to replicate data into other regions. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Sir,
Fine.
sir, the cloud funded storage one, which you're creating the storage name, it is unique for this resource group only, or it will be unique for?
No. This is unique universally. Example, let's say, I'll say existing resource group. Let's say my storage. Somebody might have already used this. Let's see. See, storage account name my storage is already taken. So we have not taken anything with this name, right? But it is saying my storage account name is already taken. So meaning this is globally unique. If anybody is taken in the world, you cannot take it. Okay. So that's why you need to make it as a unique by putting some kind of a client names, environment names, different naming conventions. They will decide. Okay. Those I'll share at the after some time. I'll share the naming conventions. Okay. Clear, Prudvi?
Okay, sir, clear.
Okay. See, this is how you need to ask people, whoever is not able to understand. Okay. So what you need to do now is, you need to, like, you just chosen these 4 options, right? After that, there are other options also that is not required at this time, but in the future I'll discuss, because we need to discuss whatever is important for us. Okay. So remaining things are not that much important, but still we are going to discuss in the future session. For now, you have provided all these details. What you need to do, just click review plus create for reviewing all the details you provided are a valid or invalid. What are invalid or valid? The given name is taken by somebody else or not. So is this name is available or not? So in this east to west, we have resources available or not, something like that is going to validate. If all validation is passed, you can click create. Okay, I'm just clicking create to create the storage account. So now I just deployed the storage account. How many of you clear on this? How many of you clear on this?
Yes.
Okay, let me ask in a different way. How many of you not clear? Srija, are you clear on this?
Yes, sir. Clear.
The storage account, everybody is clear now?
Malaya, what about the replication? Did you choose it or it was by default?
Redundancy. Redundancy by default, if you look at there, it has chosen a geo redundancy, meaning one copy of the data will be there in India, another copy will be there in US or any other country where they have more storage available. So similarly, you want to maintain your another copy also within India, you can use local redundancy. That's what I said. Those things we'll discuss in the future. Okay. That is not that much important at this time for the developer, because client will take care of those things. And admin team, as per the client request, admin team will create, but we will discuss those things also. Okay. Now I need to create. Yes, Abhishek.
Once all these changes are done, like configuration, can it be changed later on? Like if we are
No, you
using
cannot change it. You need to delete and recreate.
Okay.
Okay. So fine. Now create data factory.
Malaya,
I'm going
one question.
see, just to give me
I'm
a
in
few
the
minutes.
welcome page.
You are in welcome page means you need to rejoin. There is a network issue from your end, Manti. Okay. Please
No,
rejoin.
not regarding the joining. In terms of Azure portal. So I'm into the welcome page, and here I have 3 options. Start with Azure free trial. So I'm not sure which
Manti,
is.
please hold on, because this is the session for everybody. It's not a one-to-one training. Okay. So first let me finish the lab, and I'm going to allow everybody to practice lab. And in that case, wherever you get stuck, I am going to help you. Okay.
Okay.
So now we are going to create the Azure data factory, friends. Okay. So when you are creating data factory, come here. You go to portal.azure.com. See why I am creating a data factory in separate tab, because whenever I want storage account, move to storage account. Whenever you want a data factory, move to data factory within same tab. If you move, it will be full confusing for us. That's why this is a storage account I am creating here. Come to second tab. Here I am going to create the data factory. So as I mentioned, for any service, if you want to create in Azure, first you need to come to data factory. Doesn't matter what options are showing down. You can come here and search for the data factory. So you see data factories. Click on data factories. Now, Prithvi, what I need to do if I want to create a data factory?
We have to plus create, sir. Create.
Plus create. You need to click plus create. Okay, fine. Now, Srija, what resource group I need to choose? You know, subscription is we have only one that I'm going to use. Resource group, which resource group I need to choose? Srija.
Cloud Pandit RG2.
Very good. So Cloud Pandit RG2, which we created when we are creating the storage account, same resource group we are going to choose. See now, it's kind of a WhatsApp group where I added the storage account. This member I added. Now I am adding data factory member. So all Azure services you can consider as a member. So all these members I'm adding into this resource group. WhatsApp group means we will add the members. If it is a Azure services, if you are adding to a group, that group is called a resource group. In resource group, you need to add all the services. People who are working, they know dev, QA, production environments will be there, right? So in these environments, what happens is, so in real time, you will have a dev resource group, QA resource group, production resource group. All the dev resources will be added into it. All QA environmental services will be added into it. Production resources will be added into production resource. Now, what is the data factory name? Data factory name is also globally unique. Remember, data factory name is also globally unique. Okay, let me simply put Cloud Pandit ADF 0806, because if you simply put my ADF, you see, data factory name is already taken, because these kind of names somebody might have taken already. That's why Cloud Pandit my ADF. Okay, Cloud Pandit my ADF you can put. Okay, this is available. In which region I am taking? East to West, but you can choose anywhere. Okay, there is no restriction. So V2 or V1? See, V1 is already deprecated. Okay, any questions in these 5 options on data factory?
So Malia, when you are selecting a region, data factory can be in one region and the storage can be one region, or both should be in the same region?
No. It can be anything. Example, I'll take UK West. Okay, I'll take UK West. You can see. Not a problem. We can go with the UK West. Okay, your doubt will be clarified. We will do the lab with UK West. Next. Any other questions? Okay, fine. Now what happens? Go to Git configuration. Configure Git later. The reason is you are going to deploy this code from one environment to another environment. Okay. So for not working people who are not working, people who are in non-technical, they'll not be able to understand. So I'll take a separate session to explain to you what is environment and all those things. Okay, some of the topics. So configure Git later, basically code will be generated. That code, if you want to copy into another data factory and all, you need to use a DevOps. But this DevOps we are not going to use at this time. That's why I'm checking. I'll configure this later. You just check this, then click review plus create. Okay, don't forget Git configuration. If you're not checking, validation will fail. Okay, so validation is passed, then click create. So now I created the storage account. Now I created the data factory as well. Now we created storage account and we created the data factory as well. Clear? Now come to the storage.
I have one doubt.
Yes, Yogi, still.
We have created data factory, created storage. Do we have to pay for this also, or the payment will be done when we use them?
Even if you use them, there will be a cost. Okay, per hour something. Yes, whether you are using or not using, there will be a default cost. Some cost will be there. And when you use computation, the cost will be more because you are using computational services. Okay.
Okay.
But it's a very, very minimal if you're not using, if you simply create and leave it. Okay. Fine. Now, what is our goal for today? What is our goal for today? Step 5 is we need to upload. We need to upload sample data into input folder. What is input folder? We need to upload sample data into our source. What is our source?
Input folder.
Input folder in storage one. Now the goal one is how to open storage one. Remember, go to here. This is the storage. How to open storage is once you created, just click go to resource. Okay. So once you just open this, once you open, so you need to see your containers. Are you able to see these containers? Just click on containers. Okay, just click on container. Click container. When you just click container, you need to choose the folder names here, input. Once you are given the folder name, click create. The default access, you can keep it. Okay. Similarly, I need output container as well. Just click container, give the output, then click create and keep the default access private. I don't want to allow anybody to access my data. Click create. Now I created input folder and the output folder. Now what is the next step, Prithvi?
File.
So I need to load data from input folder to output folder. For that, in input, I need to upload some data. So if you want to upload data into the input container, go inside input container. Okay. Now I need to upload the data. So how to upload the data? Just to click on upload. You will get it here. Once you get this option, okay, again I'm repeating this step. Once you create containers, click on input container. There is option for upload. Click on upload, then click files. So you need to choose the file. So which file you want to upload? Yesterday, if you remember, custody.csv we created. So I'm just uploading same custody.csv. I chosen, then click upload. So this is a custody.csv. Just click edit. Okay, so this is the data you can see. This is the data you can able to see. All of you clear till here? How I uploaded, how I created the containers. Okay, so what are the steps I created? Create input container, create output container. Then step 3 is upload data into input container. Clear till here? Srija clear? Prithvi clear? Srilakshmi clear?
Yes, sir.
So remaining people, if I am not calling, means it does not mean that so I'm not focusing, because I don't know who is not able to understand. People who ever reached out to me, I'll just focus on those people who are not able to understand, because people who are able to understand, that's fine, right? That's why. Okay, fine. The step 5 is now we need to go to the Azure Data Factory. How to open ADF we need to know now. Okay, how to open ADF? Open ADF. How to open ADF now? Come here. So we are done with this. So what we did here, we created input output container. Inside input container, we uploaded our custody.csv file. Now come to Data Factory, second tab, go to resource. How to open Data Factory? See, so once you go to resource, it's a overview page. If you want to open Data Factory, click here, open. Click here, open. Now, as we discussed yesterday, let me quickly discuss. Okay, so now let's imagine there is a one mobile. Okay, within a mobile. Okay, within a mobile. Now what I want is I have a two folders. Okay, what I have a two folders. Let's imagine this is a input folder, this is a output folder in a mobile. So now I have a one of the photo. Okay, what I have one of the photo which is available in this input folder. Now what I want is this photo I want to copy into the output. So first, what is the step 1 you will do? What is the step 1 you will do? Login into mobile. So one mobile or two mobile? One mobile. We have two mobiles. Only one. only one mobile. Within a mobile, you have 2 folders. Okay. So only one mobile. I need to log in into mobile only once. Okay. Login into mobile, meaning how many connections we need here? How many connections we need? Only one connection, meaning only one time you need to log in into the mobile one. So step 2 is you need to select source folder, like you need to select input folder and the photo. So second step is you need to create a something called data set here basically. Okay, the data set is nothing but you need to choose your source data. The source data is my photo in a input folder. Now step 3 is where you want to load this. So I want to load it into select output folder, only output folder, because the photo name, if you want to give the photo name, you can give. Yesterday I have shown to some people. You need to create one more data set. Step 4. Okay, step 4 is you need to give the task. I want to copy. So what you want to copy? If you want to copy this particular photo which is there input folder to output folder, you use a task called copy task, and you tell that to copy, please copy data from input folder to output folder. You need to just tell to the copy activity saying that, hey copy, can you copy this photo from input folder to output folder? Clear? Now the question is, can I go and select a photo without login?
No.
So meaning if you want to select any file or folder, what is important?
Login.
Login or connection is very important. Yes. Will you allow somebody to access your mobile? No, right?
No.
So if you think he is an authorized person, you will allow. Similarly, you consider this as a storage account. You have a business data. It's a financial data you have in this storage account. Will anybody allow everybody to go and check the data that is there in storage account? No, right? We will allow only authorized people to access this storage account. That's why the first step is you need to check your connection. You need to validate your authentication. Okay. Once you are valid user, then you can just do anything. Okay. So second step is using that connection, you can read data from input folder, you can write it into the output folder. So now, if I want to copy data from input folder to output folder, so I need to know exactly, so where you want to copy without knowing. So whether I need to copy data from input folder or which folder, without knowing data from where you want to copy, will you be able to copy the data? Will you be able to copy? Suppose without knowing where to go, will you go and board the train or bus? No, right? So simply you go and board the train or bus which is going to somewhere else. The reason is you have not decided, so that will not work. The reality is you must need to know what is from where to where you want to go. Without knowing from where to where you want to go, it will be very difficult to go somewhere, isn't it? So that's why I am clearly no. I want to read data from input and write it into the output container. That's why I chosen the input and output containers. Then I am using copy task to copy this data. Okay. So now for this storage account, let's compare. This is a storage account. In this I have a input folder, I have an output folder. So in this input I have one of the CSV file, custom.csv file I have. Now I want to move this particular custom.csv. Now my first important ask is how many connections we need. Prithvi, tell me how many connections we need.
One, sir. One.
Connections are 1. How many data sets we need?
2.
Data set means which basically select our source and thing. How many data sets we need?
2.
So copy activity is only 1 we need basically because it can able to do the task. Okay. Now where we are going to create this connection, where we will create the data sets, all these things is very simple. Go here. You open data factory. How I open this data factory? Again I am showing you. Once you open this data factory, go back. See, you are here. Click on go to resource. Come down. Open Azure Data Factory. So here, very important, please focus here. All the pipelines, everything, see, most of our 90% of the things we will do it in the author tab, where we will do our 90% of the work. Where we will do our 90% of the work?
Author tab.
Author, okay. Author tab. So if you want to manage any connections, only connections, you need to go to manage. Okay. So tomorrow I'll ask where I need to go to create a connections. Can you tell me where I need to go to create a connections?
Manage tab.
Manage. Go to manage. This is the linked services. You can see connection. So in this you can see connection. If you want to create a connection, click new connection. Okay. See here new. Okay. You want to create a new connection. New. So for which storage you want to create, Sri Lakshmi? To which storage I need to create connection? Okay, Srija.
Input storage.
Storage account, it's nothing but a blob storage.
Azure blob, yeah.
Select this blob storage. Give the name for this connection. Connection name is LS. LS is nothing but a linked service. For which storage? Blob storage. Okay, that's why I'm saying LS underscore blob. Okay, now, so a lot of things we need to discuss. Okay, but we will not be able to discuss all those things in a single day if we take some time. So that's why you leave about all these things. As I mentioned, if you want to log in into the mobile, there are different authentication types: pattern, PIN, password. Similarly, here we have a different authentication method. One of the authentication method we are going to use is account key. Just use account key. Then choose the subscription. Which subscription? Free trial. Storage account name is which one? We created Cloud Pandit. I think Cloud Pandit. Cloud, see here, Cloud Pandit storage one. Are you able to see on top first tab? So I am choosing the Cloud Pandit storage one. When you choose, see loading key. Key is loaded automatically. Okay, without touching you, automatically key is loaded by Azure Data Factory itself. Now you test connection.
Malaya,
yes.
Can we follow the naming conventions
Yes,
for the
we will follow. We will follow. Just give me few days. Okay. Everything will come because I cannot do everything in single day. Just to give me some time.
No, I'm just saying, like, when we create all these names, can we also create like that?
Tell you, sure. So this is the connection is done. Once connection is completed, what is the second thing we need? What is the second thing? We need to choose a input folder and output. So as I mentioned, 90% of our work will be done where?
Author tab.
Author.
Author. So you need to create what?
Data set.
Data set for choosing your source and target. Okay. So you just click on data sets. So new data set. Where is your data? Srija, where is your data?
1 minute, sir.
Prudvi, where is your data?
Sir, it's in
blob storage.
Cloud Pandit.
Container.
Blob storage.
Container. Where in a blob storage? So choose the blob storage. So in which type of file you have uploaded?
CSV.
CSV.
Choose CSV. Now you give the name for your data set. Data set name should start with ds underscore blob. Is it a input container? Yes, underscore input. DS for data set. We are creating for blob storage input. Okay, input container we are going to choose. If you want to read any folder, what I mentioned, what we need? See, if I want to go and read this particular folder, what is the dependency? Connection. Without a proper connection, will you be able to access? No, right? That's why choose the connection which you have already created. So I'm choosing the connection which I have already created. Okay, till here clear. Prudvi, Srija, Sri Lakshmi.
Clear, sir.
Everybody is clear. People who are not able to understand, you should highlight here. I'll focus on you people, okay?
So the same connection can be used multiple times, right?
Yes. Now you need to choose your input folder. You see browse option here, right side, just browse, choose your input container, select your custody.csv, open. Okay, first row has header. Okay, first row has header, then click OK.
Sir, here I'm having doubt, sir. The
Tell
first
me
row has
what
header. How it will know it is a header? It's a header part.
Because you are telling there is a header in your file. So let me tell you. So why you have chosen first row as header? Let me tell you. Edit with Notepad++. First row you have headers or data.
Only, sir.
What?
Header only, sir. First row is a header.
So you are telling to the data set or data factor saying that first row is not a data. First row is a my headers. If you don't have headers, you need to say, hey, I don't have any headers. Then ADF will add it. As you have headers, you are telling first row is not a data, it's a headers. Clear?
Okay. Sir, and one more thing. What if it has an empty space there?
Which empty space?
Can you go to the notepad, sir? First line is of a CAD header part. What if first the line number 1 is empty? What happens, sir? What will happen?
This one.
No,
This.
No, sir.
You are keeping like this.
If there is any, the header part is in the second line. The first line is empty. What will it will take, sir?
So what it will do is first row completely it will ignore. Okay? First row it will completely ignore. Okay, remember. And second thing is this kind of data is nothing but a data quality issues. We need to rectify those things. So this will come into the data transformation.
Okay, sir.
No, good. You need to ask like this. Okay, good. Now you choose in the input container and custody.csv file. Okay. Yes, tell me.
So we have that source file in the blob storage, right? So
yes,
just wanted to understand about the data set. Why we are creating data set? Why can't we fetch the data from directly from that blob storage?
Why can't you?
Directly get the data from blob storage. Why do you create data set? What is data set? That is what I wanted to understand.
No, I did not get what you are asking. Why can't you get data directly from blob storage?
Yeah.
He's asking what is the need of data set.
Need of data set is to choose which data you want. You have a multiple folders, multiple files in each folder. So which folder data you want to copy, you need to choose exact folder here. See, you connected to the blob storage. From blob storage, you are selecting this input folder and this custody.csv from the blob storage. Okay, got it?
Yeah.
So create one more data set because we need to choose our target as well, new data set. So Srija, for which storage we need to connect now? What is our target? What is our sink?
Last.
Sink is output folder in same storage. So meaning what you need to do is you need to again search for blob storage, select blob storage. Which type of file? So how you want to write it? You want to read CSV and write it as a JSON? Let's write it as a JSON. We'll see how it will convert, how it will look like. JSON means we will come to JSON. I'm choosing the JSON. Okay, this is the DS data set for blob and it's the output. Clear? Now, which connection we need to choose here?
LS blob.
Exactly. Why LS blob? Because output folder is also there under a same storage account. So next, what I need to do?
That's okay, sir.
Select the file.
File path.
We have to select
output folder. Select output folder. Then click OK. Okay. Now you have chosen the input data set. You click on input data set, you will see. So you are reading data from input folder custody.csv file you are reading and you are writing into the output container. You are writing into the output container. So now if you want to move data from here to here, what you need to do, step 3 is you need to create a pipeline. Click here, create a new pipeline. Okay. So again, I'm repeating, click here, click new pipeline. So now come to copy data, bring the copy data, see here. So once you come to activities, you can search your copy data if you know. So you already aware under which drop down it will be there. You can expand the drop down, bring this copy data here. Okay, this copy data will need only 2 things. So it's kind of a your vehicle. So you need to tell from which location, what is source location, what is your target location, from where to where you want to take, you want to go. So what is our source? From input, I need to go to where? Output. That's all you need to tell to the copy. So once you have chosen this, you need to debug. Once you debug, file will be copied from input container to output container. But now my question is, so anybody have any doubts in terms of creating linked services, data sets, pipelines, these activities?
One doubt, yes. The data sets, whatever we create, source or out sync, both have similar way of creating. And
yes.
So one, one we get it as source, one is we have to move the file to destination place. Correct. But how to differentiate that? Because when I tried yesterday, only CSV file worked and other file does not work.
Only CSV file work, other files did not work means?
When I try XLX file, I could not able to move it. It was asking for a sheet.
One second. Here the goal is we focused on the CSV file. So I have chosen the CSV file here, source. When you are going with Excel, you need to choose when you click new data set, blob storage, you need to choose here Excel. So when you choose Excel, you need to give all the configuration that are relevant into Excel. You are missing some of the configuration. That's why you got error. What I said is I did not ask you to like rectify or give all the details. I thought you are not aware of any of these. I said you just go with the CSV file for now. So if you really want to go with the Excel file, you need to give the sheet name, which sheet you want to read in Excel. All those details you need to give. As you have not provided the sheet name and other details properly, it is throwing error, but otherwise it will work. Okay.
Okay.
Next, let me debug first. Debug, click on debug. Prithvi, you understood session?
Yes, sir, I understood.
Srija, you understood? Sri Lakshmi, you understood?
Yes. Yes.
Everybody understood?
Yeah, Malay, I have one question here. So, for example, if I want to, switch the columns. For example, you have 4 columns, right, in the source. A, B, C, D. So, in target, I want to display as create file as A, C, B, D. How we can switch one?
One second. We'll see what we can do. First thing is copy activity succeeded. Now come here, storage account, go to output container, and you see here the file is available. Which file it is? Custom.json. If you click on this, so JSON file will, okay, JSON file format is something like this, key value. So key and value. This is a key and a value. Similarly, this is key and value, key and value, key and value, and so on. So for 4 rows, so all these things are available here. This is a JSON. So successfully we are able to copy the data into the output container. Now the question he asked is how we can able to change that. I think you are asking how we can able to interchange the order of writing the data, right? So here you can able to do in the mappings. You need to create the mapping how you want to write it. So how you want to write it? So you want to choose second column is a C location. Choose C location. So third column what you want? C name, choose C name. So that now see C location is going into the C name. Okay, C name is going into the C location. Got it? Clear?
No, not like that. The columns also, the order also should be changed. Here source name is CID, and C location. Second one also should be C location, not C name.
Those are all things you can able to do. Let me just quickly discuss. What you can do is all those options are not shown. 1 second. So just delete these existing things. Create a new mapping. Choose which column you want to copy first. PID. Create a new mapping. Which column you want second? C location. Right? So third, which column you want? C name. Choose C name. Okay, now you see order is changed. CID. This is C location. Yeah. See, all these things will come in the future. At this time, don't think too much. See, other people who are not able to understand these things, don't worry, we will cover. Okay, whoever asked the question, they might know already little bit a few things, so that's why I'm just explaining to those people. Okay. Okay. Any other questions?
Sir, in the starting, we have created the resource group, right, sir? After that, there is a storage name. You have said that it will be unique for everyone.
Yes.
You have said that the resource group is like a WhatsApp group.
Right.
How can we imagine the storage one, sir? Storage name.
Storage is the example. You have a hard disk, right? You have a storage in your laptop. You have a storage in your mobile. You have a hard disk. So similarly, you need some data. You need a storage for storing. So instead of getting the hard disk, you are just creating a storage in the cloud. Meaning you are taking the 1 TB of hard disk from the cloud. For that, you created the storage account. Like that, you imagine if you're not able to understand. Got it?
Sir. Got it, sir.
See, this is for the non-technical people. Okay, remember. So people who are already working, don't worry.
Malaya, there is an authentication, right?
Yes, sir.
You choose account key. So there are some other authentication also is there, right?
Everything will cover, sir. Future, not at this time, because you don't need to worry too much about connection. In real time,
no, just asking, is client will tell us to go with this authentication, or is data engineer needs to decide which authentication?
That's what I'm telling you. You are not allowed to create any connections. Even though you are developer, connection will be available within the data factory. They will create, client will create connection, and they will make it available for you. They will not allow you, because you are going to, if they share the credentials, everything to you, they cannot believe. That's why, because connections is something that is one-time activity. So they will create and keep it everything ready. If you need a new connection, you need to raise a request so that other people, like client team, will create the new connection as
well.
Yes.
Here, data factory is using as a mediator just to connect the sync and source, different
yes,
target.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
Next. Okay, so people who have time, they can practice. People who don't have time, they can just practice when you have time. So now what I want all of you to do is, everybody please log in into the portal.azure.com. I'm going to give the username password. So you need to create the now some storage account, data factor, and you need to do same steps. Okay. So what you will do is, now access portal.azure.com, log in with this. So when you are creating any storage account, when you are creating any resource group, if you are creating a resource group by Prithvi -RG, storage account name also Prithvi storage 1. So the reason is, if you have all the people, everybody should have a unique resource group name, so that you can identify this is my resource group. You can identify this is my storage. Okay, that's why Prithvi-RG you need to create if it is a resource group. If it is storage account, Prithvi storage 1. Similarly, if it is a ADF, Prithvi ADF. Okay, if these names are taken by somebody, you just add today date 0806, June 8th. Okay, 0806 you can add at the end to make the storage account name unique. Okay, so people whoever wants to practice, they can stay back. So people